Here we're asked to graph, label asymptotes and holes, and state the domain, range, and end behavior of this function that we are given. So first of all, this is in a transformation form that is really helpful to us because we have our h value, our k value, and our a value that help us transform our parent function of a rational expression. So the transformation here, basically, normally our graph has a vertical asymptote on the y-axis, horizontal asymptote at the x-axis, and reference points at 1, 1, and -1, -1. So what we're going to do is we're going to transform that with these numbers that were given in the equation. The -4 tells us that we're going to move the horizontal asymptote 4 to the right, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there is my vertical asymptote. Horizontal asymptote is going down 3, 1, 2, and 3 because of our k value. And then our a value here stretches vertically our reference points. So normally our reference points would be 1 to the right and 1 up of where our asymptotes cross, and 1 to the left and 1 down. But I'm going to go ahead and graph this in red because it stretches vertically by a factor of 2. We're still going to go 1 to the right, but vertically we're going to multiply it by 2. So instead of going up by 1, we're going to go up by 2. Same thing on the left here. I'm going to go to the left 1 still, but then it's stretching vertically by a factor of 2. So then we have our graph here that crosses through this reference point, goes towards the asymptotes, and same with the one up here. So the red there is our final graph, and our asymptotes are in purple. As for the domain, range, and end behavior, a couple of things. The domain is basically every value except the vertical asymptote, because our x values go on for infinity to the left and to positive infinity on the right, but it stops and it cannot go past this vertical asymptote. So our domain, let's say in interval notation here, is going to be everything from negative infinity to our vertical asymptote at 4. And we use this u to help us here, from 4 all the way to positive infinity. So that's a domain. Our range here is going to be same thing, but for the y value. So it's everything from positive infinity all the way down to what looks like -3, and then from -3 all the way to negative infinity. In this case here, we're going to start from the lowest value, which would be negative infinity, goes all the way to -3, and then from -3 to positive infinity. And then our end behavior, remember, end behavior always starts out like this. As x goes to negative infinity, y goes to something, and as x goes towards positive infinity, y goes towards something. So in this case here, let's look at negative infinity. So as x goes towards negative infinity, as we go to the left, it's getting closer and closer and closer to -3. That is our y value there. Then as the x value goes up towards positive infinity, it is getting closer and closer and closer to the same thing here of -3. Our end behavior usually goes towards the horizontal asymptotes in these simple rational expressions. So now we have our graph, domain, range, and end behavior, so we're all finished.